All right, let's talk about a game that if you would have asked me in July, would we be previewing this the fourth week of October? I would have told you absolutely not. But here we are talking about Missouri and Vanderbilt. Both of these teams are sitting at 6-1. Both are alive in SEC championship play. Both are in playoff conversations. This game is taking place in Nashville, right down the street from you, Will. And the opening odds have Vanderbilt favored by, I've seen 2.5 and 3. So I think it kind of depends. And big stage. College game day is going to be on location for this matchup, which obviously gives it a national spotlight. Could you have dreamed a scenario, not only like that we're talking about it, but that game day would be at Vanderbilt for the Missouri game?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, how about a playoff eliminator between these two teams? This is such a fun stage and a fun spectacle for this matchup. I think I'm gonna drive down to College game, then just hang out for the vibes for a little bit, and then absolutely sprint home. So I missed none of the almost Oklahoma game at noon. But I mean, Vanderbilt is coming off a big time emotional win against LSU, and now they have to deal with a top 10 ranking next to their logo, which is not familiar territory at all for Vanderbilt. Now I do believe in Clark Lee and Pavia, leading that team to not really care,
Mhm.
but to this extent, I'll be interested to see how they really do react to being a top 10 team or if they even know about it, honestly.
Yeah.
But Missouri side, they won that absolute nightmare of a game at Auburn. And both teams are top six in the SEC in offense. They're number two and number three in points per game with Vanderbilt at two. So you got two good offenses. And Missouri's defense is 4 points per game better defensively. Now they have the second best run defense in the SEC. Vandy has the third best run offense in the SEC. So that's really the big matchup for me is Vanderbilt running the ball because what's going to give? Both teams are great running the ball, offense and defense respectively. And Missouri on the ground, they have not been able to run the ball at all lately. Against Bama and Auburn, it was really bad. And
Yeah.
Ahmad Hardy, I was singing his praises all year. He's been quiet now. So can their run game scale up with the level of competition? Because it hasn't yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, you like you said, you mentioned Vanderbilt's running game, but I do also think Missouri being able to establish a run game against, and Vanderbilt's ability to defend it, I guess, also is a big battle in this. It's just such a wild concept. I can't even believe we're actually discussing this. But Vanderbilt at home with a hot streak, Missouri on the road with something to prove. Both of these teams still in contention for all of their goals. Let's talk keys to victory here. Tell me the things that Missouri needs to do to be successful.
They need to be able to get home and get Diego Pavia. This is kind of what I said for the last game, but I mean, they forced 21 sacks, and we saw that their pressure at the end of that Auburn game in overtime,
Mhm.
it really helped them decide that game. Vanderbilt is the least sacked team in the SEC, and they're seventh in the country. They've only been sacked 5 times. A lot of that is credit to Pavia being able to create,
Yeah.
but Missouri's got to get home and kind of sort of reverse that trend. They're good at sacking the quarterback. Vandy's really good at preventing it. So we'll see who wins that battle because obviously putting Vanderbilt behind the sticks, taking them out of running downs, that is going to really disrupt that offense. And we brought it up, but Ahmad Hardy's got to run for 85 yards in this game. He's got to get back in the end zone. Perbula has to be a little more effective on the ground because that's Missouri's identity, right? Running the ball to then open up shots to a guy like Keon Coleman. Missouri's ground game has been missing, and they need to get that back if they want to win this game.
Vanderbilt has been particularly good at explosive plays, which is such an interesting factor into this as well. And I do think Missouri is going to need to control those, particularly early. And dare I say, remove the crowd from this, which is such a, there's not going to be people reading books sitting in the stands. This is a
Could be
whole
watching actually as well. Yeah.
right. People are going to be watching. This is a whole new Vanderbilt world. Okay, so flip the question. Let's ask the same thing from Vanderbilt. What do they need to capitalize on to be able to pull this one out?
I mean, Pavia just needs to hold on to the football. Their only loss when there's at Alabama, that was Pavia's worst game because he threw a pick and he fumbled the ball. When Pavia is the one making mistakes, that team is going to sputter. He's their emotional and all in the field leader. He needs to be smart and take care of the ball. Now that can be hard with Zion Young and Damian Wilson coming at you, but
Mhm.
he did it against LSU, and LSU's defense is great.
Yeah.
Missouri's coming in; they actually do rank better in a lot of stats, but they don't have that superstar power, so it's less attention. But Missouri's defense is really good. So Pavia's got to be able to take care of the ball, establish Cedric Alexander in the running game. And Eli Stowers has been kind of quiet at tight end. What's the other tight end's name? I think it's Cole Spence. He's been getting a lot of the catches. Stowers, I'm waiting for him to have a big time breakout game. It could be this week when game day is there and all the eyes are on Nashville.
I would also add in there, capitalize on that home crowd
Mhm.
and get ahead early. I think that that is the best possible thing a home team can do for momentum is get out early, keep this crowd in it, let them be a factor. Okay, so let's hear a prediction on this for you.
This one was hard for me because I was kind of looking at who needs it more and who's more desperate. Because whichever team loses this game, that's their second loss. And we talked about in the last game that you lose your margin for error. So with
Yeah.
two losses, Missouri then needs to win out versus Texas A&M, Mississippi State, at Oklahoma, and at Arkansas. Vandy would have to win out at Texas versus Auburn versus Kentucky at Tennessee. I think it's a taller task for Missouri. I think they'd be a little more desperate, but Vandy won't be out desperated, made up word, but like especially at home with that makeup that they have. And Missouri showed a lot of cracks on both sides against Auburn. I think the Doors can exploit that. I think that Vandy's able to extend this lead late, go to 7-1. Give me Vanderbilt 31-20.
Okay, 31-20. Ooh, so I also think that Vanderbilt wins. I am going with 35-31. I think it's going to be kind of a small margin. I think there's going to be some swings. I think it's a relatively high scoring affair. And I don't know. I'm excited for this one. I did not know we lived in a world where I was going to be excited about Vanderbilt, Missouri, or that I was going to think it was going to be really high scoring and that there was going to be a lot of momentum changes to it. But that is where I'm at on that one. And I cannot wait for Saturday.
TJ's with us too on that. He texted us. He said Vandy 34-31 is his prediction. So he's
Okay,
right around with
all
it
right. So
too.
we were really close. I didn't see his text message, but all right. I don't ever love when I have the same opinion of TJ, but here we are. Oh, okay. I'm seeing it now. He did also predict Oklahoma 24-17 for the game that we just previewed prior to the Vanderbilt Missouri game.